have a sale. Had a sale.
Had a sale.
I don't know if it's still on.
If it's drive-through, probably because they have sales frequently.
Evil hat.
Eagle hat, okay.
It's published.
Yep.
Yeah, but a lot of them also distribute through drive-through RPG.
I bought mine. Evil hat.
Pardon me? Eagle hat is one that will do that? Okay. I don't know if the price varies. Some of them are only available that way because that way they don't have to do a store.
Why reinvent?
Besides which you get cross purchases.
Yeah.
Someone's in seeing something else and at $5 and then close by, yeah.
The greatest place to find odd beverages is hardware stores. Things like, RC Cola, grape knee-high, cherry knee-high.
And when I found the source ones, bubble up.
Oh, Lord. Getting those cross sales.
I'm like, well, I haven't seen that in decades. 7-Up ran another crown.
Tommy Colas.
I don't think I've ever heard of common.
Well,
Neither have I.
that's not the actual name of it, but all of them have Soviet era themes on the bottles.
Oh, I think maybe I've seen those. Do they have flavors that aren't cola too?
I usually at Fleischmanger's I usually see the orange cola, orange drink.
Because I'm remembering a soda bottle with some Soviet cosmonauts just having landed on Mars or something like that, planting a flag.
Everybody's wondering just what exploded in the White Sea.
Well, I wasn't yet because I managed to miss that story. I did miss today.
Oh,
Pirates.
this happened about a week ago.
Ah, okay.
Pirates.
Pirates of the White Sea. Radioactive Pirates of the White Sea.
Sounds like a Spirit of the Century edition.
Uncle had to wipe them out. Of course, Uncle doesn't exist.
Yeah, but that's true of all the good spook agencies. You haven't really made it until you're declared completely fictional.
And a movie made about you.
Well, yeah.
So did any of you hear about the excitement that apparently has been happening in my neighborhood?
I should miss that. No.
So apparently August 2nd, someone was sitting in their vehicle.
Oh, the BMW.
The BMW, yes. You heard about this.
I heard about this, yes.
With several guns, 2 of which were semi-automatic, and a lot of ammo, and a homemade bulletproof vest.
Well, I hadn't heard that it was homemade.
My wife said that it was homemade.
Okay.
I didn't read that particular update. Somewhere like 42nd and Bryant. So
Yeah.
slightly over a block from where I live. They were watching a house that has an anti-Trump sign. The sign says something like, elect a clown, expect a circus, something like that. Anyway.
Wow.
So that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not like anything bad could happen in that sort of situation.
Never.
Apparently, the police confiscated his weapons, but he wasn't doing anything illegal. He had legally purchased the weapons, and so if he petitions to have them back, they'll probably have to give his guns back.
You confiscated weapons under what grounds?
I don't know.
That's
I was not there.
That's you.
I'm not one of the police officers who were involved. I think for investigative purposes, but you know,
That seems like something a Nazi would say.
yes. Anyway, so I found out about that yesterday, and it's like, wow, cool.
Yeah, very weird. Meanwhile, the big news out of Australia is a guy running around stabbing people
Yes,
because they can't get guns in
they
Australia.
can get guns.
They
It's just
can.
really
You have
hard.
to, you have to justify them
Yes.
very thoroughly.
Yes.
And they can come and inspect to make sure that your ammunition is locked in this safe and the guns are locked in this safe.
And they
I love the restraint. Of the guy stabbing.
What's that? Oh yes, the really amusing thing, not amusing actually, he managed to injure a woman and possibly murdered another. The bystanders wrestled him to the ground using wooden chairs and a milk crate.
And just
Whatever.
held him down there
Man.
until the police showed up.
Okay. Well.
that works.
All right. So.
It is the recommended method. Keeping something
Yeah,
between you
when
and
so-
the
Yeah,
knife
you want
is
to
good.
keep something between you and the guy with the knife.
Yeah, if you're the Wu assassin, you can do it hand to hand.
It
But
doesn't
I'd rather use
require
a chair.
that. But
So, do any of you pay attention to video games at all?
not
No,
really.
yeah, calm down.
Yeah.
No.
So there's a newish video game which very much has the spirit of the century feel to it. It's called The Sinking City. It's about an ex-Navy diver. It's post the Great War. Ex-Navy diver from the war.
They're saying it has horror elements.
Yes. Goes to a city because he's been having visions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got the mysteries element
And
and it's also very H.P. Lovecraft.
yeah, what was the
influence.
Lovecraft story where the guy goes to, is it Inverness or something like that?
Innsmouth.
Innsmouth.
So in the H.P. Lovecraft story, they end up by dynamiting Innsmouth, the city of Innsmouth. In The Sinking City, the people who fled Innsmouth, those who have the Innsmouth look, fled to this town
Okay.
that he's investigating. And it's a coastal town that is basically cut off from the mainland and is flooded. It's kind of like
And
Venice
bullets
a little.
have replaced money as preferred
Only the
currency.
tourism.
It's yeah.
What has replaced money?
Bullets.
Bullets. Oh, okay.
Expending too many bullets can leave the player unable to barter for desired items.
Yeah. So yes, you get all these people with the Innsmouth look, and
Another major resource is sanity, which is spent on investigative powers used to reconstruct crime scenes and identify clues.
yes, he uses his
Yeah,
mystic
well,
sense
sanity is always
to
acceptable.
reconstruct these
But
crime
it
scenes.
slowly regenerates on its own,
Uh-huh.
or replenished faster with antipsychotic drugs.
He's a private detective and solves a bunch of mysteries in the town.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That not only is reminiscent of Spirit of the Century, it's reminiscent of some of our Spirit of the Century.
Absolutely. That's why I was kind of intrigued by it. It does have some problems. They didn't take the time to create an entire town.
Mhm.
What they did was basically cut and paste a bunch of elements. So, like, you'll see a specific shoe store, in 20 different
More than
places.
one.
Yeah. Which kind of destroys your, suspension of disbelief because it's very weird.
Well,
But
I mean,
you
it's
could look at it
only
as
because-
maybe he's going insane and something like that. I don't know.
Or things have gotten so non-Euclideanly weird that you can't tell where you are in this town.
Well, but you
Think you're
can.
10 blocks
You can
away.
follow maps and know that you're going to the right place.
You just run into the same place.
You just run into like the same carpeting store or shoe store over and over again.
Could I borrow a small screwdriver? I'm afraid that my phone has
Anyway,
frozen off, and I will need to do my research.
if any of you play video games much, I've watched people play this video game and it looks intriguing.
it sounds intriguing,
Yeah.
It does actually.
but it also sounds like it's got quite a few of the horror elements, and I'm not much into horror.
Well, yeah, I mean it has scary monsters and various Lovecraftian bits. So if you don't like that kind of thing, then but I just thought I would.
It sounds very interesting.
You'd be better off reading the comics now and all writes about the comic Providence.
Well, the difference is a well-constructed game allows you to
Mr. Van Der Giesen says
how
hi.
the story ends.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
Hi, Aaron.
See, Alan Moore is such a good writer. I prefer to see what he comes up with. I need to pass the stream URL along to David Carter.
Well, www.twitch.tv. You won't need to write this down. .twitch.tv/Kevin G. Austin, all lowercase.
Okay.
Can you remember that? Maybe you might not remember where it is. So where were we? We just abducted some bodies from the morgue, like 3 of them, I think.
Appropriate.
A total of 3. Yes.
One of them being a surprise bonus.
Oh,
No,
2 of them
Oh,
were surprise
okay, fine.
bonuses.
Okay.
One of them was to construct a prop for people to investigate, other people to investigate.
Mhm.
We'd substituted a hologram dead
Right.
Lenin for the real dead Lenin. And we're going, once you have finished working on the one dead body,
Well, we did the roll for that.
Okay.
Whether it's done or not is a different question, but we did the roll for it.
okay.
I believe the result was awesome or something like that.
Awe-inspiring.
Awe-inspiring? Awe-inspiringly awesome?
I believe that. Thank you very much.
So, Laurel, are you actually watching? Or are you paying more attention to baseball?
Awesome, a Pathfinder 2.0 term or something?
No, it's an 80s term that still sticks around. I can never remember the precise terms that this game uses, so.
This game is a lot simpler than Pathfinder. A
Um,
lot simpler.
yeah, and awe-inspiring is actually one we invented. It's not part of the book.
Okay.
What does it?
Does the book stop at legendary?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It also doesn't go low enough either.
It didn't go to abysmal?
And I went down to a terrible.
Okay.
So even early on, we were getting results above legendary fairly often. And so we decided to add 2 levels above that.
And I rolled abysmal with
that
an explosive. Good thing it wasn't lit.
I haven't achieved
Haven't been in a lot of
abysmal,
trouble.
like-
Yeah, you
Or
did.
no, I did. It was
You had me
abysmal
when you-
+1.
+2.
I don't think I achieved +2.
You used a fate point, went down.
Yes, but I think I only rolled a -3,
I only went from awful.
and then I used
So
the fate.
abysmal -1 is what you're saying. You got
Yes.
at 1 point.
For
That was a mysteries roll.
mysticism.
Yeah, mysteries roll,
Mysteries.
which starts at mediocre for you and you roll a mystery because
Because it was appropriate.
it was appropriate for your character. Yes. All right. So we will say that your adjustments to the body are done. Is it the first?
I want to take a good look at the other 2 bodies.
Alrighty, using what? Are you investigating them or are you looking at them mystically?
I'm attempting to determine whether or not they will rise as vampires.
That would be examining this. Yeah.
The stakes holding them down might be an indication.
Yeah, there are stakes through the heart of each of them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that they're
That's
not going to rise.
Would they have risen if they had not been staked?
So
An intriguing question.
make an investigation roll.
Either the mystery.
These vampires were not created by mystery.
I know.
You know that. So no, he doesn't get to add mystery. Hello, Linky.
I still get spurred.
Okay. So from your past experience with this particular kind of vampire, you know that full exsanguination means that they will not rise.
Okay.
That if you take out all the blood, they don't get back up again. You take out enough for them to die, but leave the rest, that's when you have to worry about them. That's when the virus will reanimate them.
So we have a vampire who's responsible about not spreading the plague.
Oh no. Then we need not drain everybody.
That's right. We only know these 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many people are in Paris?
Many.
People, yes.
And just because they have bite marks on their neck, you can't assume who did it.
Well,
Not
it
until we
depends
measure
what
the
sort
width.
of bite marks. Yeah.
That's what I was referring to. As Yes.
Anyway, so yes, the fact that they have no blood left, like they were drained dry, plus the fact that people shoved wooden stakes into their chests through their hearts, means that they're not going to get up again.
That's
They
good
may
news.
have arrived dead, and the mortician was feeling peckish.
That seems unlikely.
Vampires have to be desperate before they'll go for somebody already dead. For some varieties of vampire, it won't even work if they're already dead. So many different sets of vampire rules.
No, that's not. I wouldn't go with that one because there's often that they have vampires raiding blood banks.
In some, like, Angel and
Yeah.
Buffy.
I mean, even EC Comics, DC
Yeah.
Horror Comics. Guy had the perfect job. Third shift, watching the blood bank. Vampire. Where he ran into the trouble is to say, hey, we're awfully low on blood. What the hell's going on? it's like, oh shit, I gotta get some blood. So they started killing people and filling up the blood bank again.
There's a Russian movie where they would use pig's blood instead. So,
That's Joss Whedon too.
okay.
Angel with blood. Takes blood.
So many of the butchers were at least peripherally connected to the community, since they could provide what the community wanted or felt they needed, depending on viewpoint.
Like a really good vampire story was actually in one of the movies they made. They made two movies. One was Tales from the Crypt, and one was The Vault of Horror. Actually, actually owns 16mm version of The Vault of Horror, which has an actor in it, which I really like, but I didn't recognize him until we got to his story. It's a guy by the name of Tom Baker. But he had this big beard on, and he had such a thick accent, I couldn't tell it was him right away.
So, are any of you filling Annie in
Sure.
what this is all about?
Sure.
Nope, that was just before.
Just before she joined us.
Oh, okay.
She did get some stuff from Dr. Denoy's house.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, this is Dr. Denoy's mad project to kill people and then reanimate them with a virus as a scientifically vampire. Basic one, they act like a vampire. They need
So
blood. They don't like daylight. And they act like.
it's like the two that we saw in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it Mickey?
Yeah.
And
And that other dude.
Yeah.
yeah, the general director was it?
What was his name? Donald or Minnie? Goofy? Pluto?
Nope.
Almost might as well have, well, not goofy, but he was like the least competent evil vampire I have ever heard of, let alone encountered in a game.
I don't know. The one in a Power Man Iron Fist comics was pretty stupid. He made a mistake trying to bite Luke Cage and broke his teeth.
That's, I'll grant you, that's pretty stupid.
Well, there's nothing obvious about Luke Cage having unbreakable skin.
It's not unbreakable, but it is pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the marketing, isn't it normal to overclaim?
Oh, of course.
Fortunately, most superheroes do not have marketing departments. I can think of at least one exception.
Mr. Gold.
Iron
Well,
Man.
that would, okay, that gets me up to three, one of which I'm not sure I've heard of.
If we include supervillains, then there's Kraven the
Okay,
Hunter.
the super villains are different. Yeah, naturally some of them are marketing departments. I was thinking of
And
Captain-
did Silver Sable have one? I'm trying to remember.
I bet
Yeah, she
Lex
does.
Luthor has a marketing
Well,
department
sure.
for his corporation.
I bet you Lex Luthor has a few marketing corporations for his megacorp.
likely. Now, the one I was thinking of was Ozymandias
Okay.
in Watchmen.
Would
Yeah.
Mr. Gold actually have a? I mean, he's his own PR department. I thought he basically is always self-promoting.
I
Um,
don't remember whether he decided he
Huh?
needed
He
a
had somebody
professional or
kind
not.
of-
he had an agent because he'd always be doing commercials and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Booster Gold cereal. It's boosterific, and after the tape, he says, "Man, this stuff tastes terrible."
Well, true to him then. That's,
So he actually was quite heroic in that one Justice League episode.
He has his moments, as I recall.
Because everyone kept calling him Green Lantern.
He
Yeah.
is still better off than
wasn't
the
he on
last
like
of
crowd
them.
control
Yeah.
or something? Yeah.
Yes.
Major battle going on. Booster Gold, you're on crowd control.
This way.
Yeah.
As I recall, someone else was also put on. I forget who though.
Elongated man.
Ah, one of the stretchy guys.
Yes. The second stretchy guy.
I was thinking of Captain Amazing myself.
Never heard of Captain Amazing. Never heard of Amazing Man. Pardon me, Amazing
Mystery
Amazing
Man.
Man.
Man. Say it right.
He has a real short. Well, he's in about the first third of Mystery Men until he gets obliterated.
I never actually saw Mystery Man. I've only seen.
It is entertaining.
Lighthearted.
It is.
I've only seen clips. I think I like the guy at the shovel fast.
All right.
All right, so we have two completely drained people we thought were vampires, and now we know they're not going to be getting up.
Mm-hmm. So you burn them anyway, just to make sure.
And we have I hide the evidence. And
And rip the heads off and bring them a separate pile.
and we have
Wow, you're really thorough.
we have a third one
Yes.
who has been repurposed.
Yes,
Mhm.
altered into an almost
I think it
convincing
was
enough
Whitehead is the name of the fellow.
Oh yes.
The funeral director?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. You were looking that up?
I was curious. I don't keep good notes, but
But you were pretty sure you had that one, so you couldn't resist looking it up.
Great.
It has the advantage of being easy to find because it would have been right at the beginning of her notes.
Well, I can't recall how strong these things are.
Yeah, they
Stronger than normal, but not up too fast.
That's quite a wide window there.
Yeah, well, I'm not certain we defined it any better than that.
as I recall, they weren't breaking manacles that were binding their hands behind them.
I just don't know this crap like turn into mist or something like that.
We never did anything like that.
I know. I'm just flat. As long as I have to get a vacuum cleaner.
No
And as I
transmogrification.
recall, I never isolated the virus.
As I recall, the reason you didn't isolate the virus is because it has a mysterious aspect to you that kept flipping you off all the time.
But I saw enough of it to see that there was definitely a mystical component to it.
Uh-huh. Which was defined the scientific analysis.
That led us to ill being involved.
So are we ready for the return of the?
No. But
No, because it's
like
like
midday
midday at this point.
that doesn't matter because we still haven't. No, I'm not ready, but we've got to deal with it anyways.
First order of business is to get the Lennon back, the fake Lennon, and then.
Well, but we're not going to do that till nighttime.
No, right, true. But in the meantime, is it worthwhile to have us have our Lennon make a press statement?
I don't know if that'd
person
be-
in hiding doesn't generally make press statements.
Okay, good point. So then, we have to have a leak.
Yes, that's what we've been doing before,
Yes, that.
is leaking information.
So hopefully, somebody other than the Russians will get it.
Well, I mean,
I do want the Russians to get it, because then they'll go on and investigate the bodies and find out it's a fake. And they'll say, oh my god, it could really be Lenin. Now what are we gonna do?
I can even predict what are we going to do? We'll come up with more assassins.
Well, they'll go and ask.
It'll become very, very dangerous to be a Lenin impersonator.
what?
Maybe we should ask Carson to do it.
There's a good idea.
I'm not sure that he'd want to, but
I don't know that he does impersonations.
As opposed to all of his other.
I think it would be very difficult to convince him to do it because it conflicts with his basic personality.
yeah.
Point.
Are you saying he has a personality disorder or something?
No, we're just saying he
He is-
needs credit for his actions so strongly that he'll take it even if undeserved.
He has an ego bigger than the known universe?
And just bigger than his submarine, that I can say for sure.
Thank you for the follow, Jungo Lee.
Okay,
Known universe.
so we're not
is
returning
kind of
the
Till tonight.
We aren't.
John Doe.
yes, John Doe.
He will tonight.
Now, if I had
Moscow
full,
time, I presume.
now if I had full
Yeah.
fate points, I just might pop into Russia just to see.
That's a
somebody
bad
does.
idea. Bad idea.
Just to see how fast Baba Yaga can show up.
Yeah. I also might wait until she's in her maiden form and I have a shot at not being instant fight.
So I suppose I should examine these bodies and see if there's any difference between the other ones I examined and these.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
Do you want me to take the wood off?
No.
Okay. It was sort of improvised.
At least we know it doesn't matter what type of wood.
The point would be more inconvenient if that mattered.
This is if you fight certain Chinese demons.
These are not demons, and they are not shrines.
It's good. This is a real pain. You have to have the right kind of wood.
So you're going to do an investigation on the bodies. This would be two separate investigations.
Okay.
You can't take your time.
I can take my time, and this would be a proper use of forensics.
This would absolutely be a proper use of forensics.
Stunt you take is finally becoming useful.
Every once in a while it's been useful.
It comes in handy now.
So,
More then than now.
let's see, what exactly did that stuff do to it? Was it a +2 and it would normally use forensics? I think so. Forensics.
When appropriate, you may use your science skill instead of investigation, particularly when the subject involves medical evidence.
If GM believes that you would normally roll science perception work, such as performing an autopsy, then difficulty drops by
By 2 steps, but never below medium. Yes.
So,
And this is one, yes, you're basically performing an autopsy.
So you're using
So-
science.
Well,
and probably about half hour to an hour to do a proper autopsy.
an hour. Yeah.
An hour. Okay,
So
so
your base time per body is an hour.
yep. So the first one is a good, not accounting for the 2-step difference. Because you're supposed to reduce the
Right, I'm
difficulty.
supposed to, yeah, I start with a target,
Uh-huh.
and then I reduce it by 2, but not below mediocre.
Mhm.
Which, because this is an unusual autopsy, it wouldn't, yeah. So, all right, so you did good.
You're not doing the head.
Mhm.
The head will add an hour to the autopsy. I can tell you from experience.
You're not helping.
Yeah, but that would be 2 hours, and that's not on the time
Okay,
increments.
1 hour works.
Yes, that's the thing. He's doing the whole. She is doing the whole thing. Annie is doing the whole thing, and it's going to.
I'm doing it very quickly.
And
That's
her base time is an hour.
And
As I
that's
get here,
what
okay?
that's what she's spending
I'll go
on
with
both of them.
Okay, you're not adding time. Well,
And
that's
Whoa.
much better.
the second one, we get
Obviously, it's not
awe-inspiring,
important to
and
know
of
right
course the difficulty is too low.
So on the first one, the person was exsanguinated. They've had an autopsy done on them. The loss of blood is what killed them, but they were drained beyond that. On the next one, you notice a number of needle marks. So all of the blood was not pulled out of the carotid artery.
Uh-huh.
Basically, once they died, somebody
Someone used needles to extract more blood.
to extract all the rest of the blood. Yes.
Can I tell if it was a significant time difference between the one and the other, or not really?
They both died.
No, I mean between dying from being
Blood loss in the needlework.
and then the needlework.
It was not. It was. It was like they died, and then they went right to pulling out the rest of the blood.
There is no
1 hour gap.
detectable gap. Okay.
Right. And if you want to go back now and look at the other one, you
I
find the
will.
same needle marks.
Okay.
So yes, you went. Oh, I missed something on the first one.
See, you can tag needle marks and get a +2 to your own.
Yeah. There is. It's definitely the viral traces were the same here as from the other Denoise vampires.
Okay.
interesting question.
So, did the vampire who did the draining make sure that it wouldn't turn into another vampire?
I have no basis to
Once
judge
you
that.
fully drain the body, it's not coming back. So
I would guess,
see,
though,
but the
that
time
the two would probably have been, assuming two entities, they would be aware of each other. If it was just the one, well, then he, of course, did it himself. But if there is two parties involved, they couldn't have left the body for too long because I would detect a difference in the tissue and such.
the way that the needle marks would show up would be different if it had been done like a day later. If it had been done
half an hour later.
Yeah. It would if it had to have been done within an hour of death, the needle stuff.
Okay.
Definitively the same person.
Yeah, it's not absolutely certain that it's the same person, but
I would have said anyways that I can't determine that it is
Well,
or not.
it could be a vampire hunter who finds these bodies and then pulls the blood out to keep it from coming
That's
back.
what I was thinking. We might have a
it's possible if
Parisian anti.
they're if the vampires are discarding the bodies in like an alley or whatever, and then somebody like a vampire hunter
So
or
look at the toe tags. Is there toe tags? I think still
yeah, but they're both
John and Jane Doe.
Yeah, I mean that's not what it says because they're French, but yeah.
Yes, yeah, no.
No, there is an equivalent thing for
French.
French.
There is a most common name.
Jacques.
I
It
think
could
they
very well be
sometimes
that.
use Monsieur Rian, Mr. Nothing, or something like
Yeah.
that.
What's going on down there?
So
Now you've got me.
Eating goods?
we will want to find out if there's any patterns or
Also, I am going to contact Robert. Maybe the Paris Century Club is aware of this, which would be good. If they're not aware of it, they should be.
if they aren't currently aware, make
Yeah.
them aware.
They're going to be soon.
One other possibility is that they infected whoever infected these two, strange enough to kill them. They
So,
got the virus-laden blood, drain the blood out to store it for later use.
I cannot say what was done beyond that it was drawn out with needles.
Right.
so I do know that.
I can
Denoy-
tell you the diameter of the needles.
I do know that Denoy is dead. I did
Yeah.
make sure of that.
Yes.
Kind of shot in the knee.
Yeah. Just like I shot the machine.
Yeah. He is definitely dead. You know that.
Jean Dupont.
Not
Yes.
DuPont. Of
Jean
course.
Dupont. Or sometimes Pierre Durand,
Okay.
That's it.
or Pierre Dupont, or Jean Durand.
What you say, non-DuPont.
Okay.
They're not as consistent as we are.
No.
They're more romantic.
Spell the last name.
And I noticed it when I was there.
The first one, Dupont.
Okay. Like the chemical company.
Like the chemical
Yes.
company. I'm convinced the French have a prize for pronouncing the least number of letters in a word.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
All right.
Probably
So
good despite the Germans.
is the blend then to go to the Paris Century Club?
Well,
Where else would you go to find him?
What
oh
type
yeah,
of day is
I
it?
think I would call first because they look like a Russian
By the time you're
schoolyard.
done with your stuff, it would be mid-afternoon.
Okay.
First things first, though. We don't have a location to put Len into a quote hospital, do we yet?
No.
No.
We have
Okay.
I'd have been a pension.
So if she's
Small
doing
hotel.
autopsies, somebody should be doing that. Somebody would probably contact you, me.
Well, it's not going to be me because I'm.
In disguise.
That would not work.
Well, I was thinking more about telephone.
Well, I could do that.
That's true. You could be somebody else over the phone.
Absolutely.
Without breaking your whole work-wise.
Oh, that's right. He has a network.
What science-based contacting?
Better than mine. Okay, it's the same or better than mine.
With or without the jewelry.
Without, for starters, just out of
Average.
curiosity.
It's the same as mine.
Tied with mine also, but with the jewelry.
Much better than.
Significantly better than that, yes.
Unfair.
What was that?
Unfair.
Okay.
Yours
Okay.
is probably
Really kind of, man.
the best.
Not counting John Doe.
Yeah.
Not counting John Doe. Yes.
Mm-hmm. John Doe's not here. We have Len.
It's true.
Yeah. So yes, I make a few phone calls. I spend about half an hour. Sure. Yes, half an hour. And I find a sanitarium that will take Len.
So tomorrow morning we'll check in then.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then I am going to call the Paris Century Club. I'm assuming your airship has the latest and high tech rotary phone.
It has radio. Because
Radio.
when I need a phone, I have to go outside, down a cable, and hook up to someplace. The phone systems don't all have radio converters on them, unfortunately.
If you're in the vicinity of the New York Century Club, they do have
Yeah.
one there. So you just radio the Century
Century
Club,
Club,
and then
and
they
can-
connect you to the phone system.
Mhm.
And in fact, they have. I mean, they do have another one in Paris. As a matter of fact, they have the
Oh.
same sort of thing.
Well, then-
Usually, what you can do if you're in New York, for instance, is connect to the radio at the top. I mean, Radio Shack at the top of the Century Club. The radio then connects to Paris, and then they connect back to the phone. So you can actually make intercontinental long-distance phone calls
Via radio. Yes, via radio.
via radio.
Well, then while I'm doing it, if they bother to ask, I can tell them, yes, that can be arranged.
Okay.
All right, so you're calling the Century Club, and you're calling for Robert, right?
Yep.
Okay. You speak French?
Me.
All right. Fine. Yes. You. Somebody answers.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Is Robert East available? This is an old friend of his.
He is not. He is off on some adventure.
Oh, that is terrible timing.
I believe he's in North Africa. He should be back probably within the week.
Who is the director of the Paris Century Club?
The administrator is Jean Valjean.
I would like to set up an appointment to meet with him
1881, Paris has a network of
on
1,600
sometime tomorrow, preferably as late in the day as possible.
Tomorrow, late in the day, as possible. Who is this again?
Yep, those I want to use my middle name. There's someone right here.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if you're you're using a radio,
You're
so
using
it's
a
not
radio,
an
so-
encrypted radio.
Um,
It's not a normal frequency. It's not like something that people would normally be listening to. But it's not impossible that somebody might. I mean, there are radio experimenters all over the world right now. It's like a craze. So there could be somebody listening to the frequency that you're using.
it might be best if I do a letter of introduction and deliver it either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Fine, I guess.
Is the administrator going to be there tonight, late at all, or should I just do it tomorrow morning?
Just do it tomorrow.
That would be fine. Thank you very much.
You tell me this stuff is gonna kill me. My question is, how soon?
And how painful.
Okay. I have a project for you, Annie, as soon as you're done with the your body of work there.
Wash up. What is it now, Jack?
I need you to put a chemical on a letter so when it is taken out of the envelope, it will burst into flames in like 5 minutes.
Okay. How safely should it burst into flames?
Safe. Very
Okay.
safe. I'm not trying to burn a building down, I'm just trying to get rid of the evidence.
You want the paper to be perfectly destroyed and you don't want anything else damaged.
Correct.
Well, if somebody throws it into a wastebasket, that's going to be hard.
Then you're going to have emulate flash paper rips.
The easy way is to use special ink and paper. Is that acceptable?
Yes.
Okay. Go mix up a combination of flash paper and ink that will ignite it with a time delay based on exposure to oxygen.
Right.
And make an envelope that can hold it.
Okay. I believe you need to make a roll.
Yep.
Or two.
Well, it's basically one item.
Yeah.
It has multiple components, but so does the motor.
And you make it in a nitrogen environment. Write it in the nitrogen environment.
Well, she has glove boxes that she can do stuff like that.
So it is even, and this is engineering, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a great result. I would
So your
expect
base
I
here,
probably
you're starting
started-
out with is mediocre, and then you're improving it to average.
Okay. So I easily have that.
So you
I
get
think
3
you got to
shifts.
spin
Over where you get 3 shifts, so you can reduce the time.
Yeah.
1
I-
to
From 8 hours down to
30 minutes.
Okay, if I don't use all of it for that, if I use one less shift for reducing time, how long does it take?
an
Hour. I will take an hour
All right.
and use the last shift to basically have it start to show signs that it's going to self-destruct.
So,
So
it starts by smoldering, and then a few seconds later,
Yes, so that whoever receives it doesn't accidentally burn themselves because.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's going to say, I am Robert's friend, known as Shadow Jack. I need to talk to you about a matter that affects the safety of Paris. P.S. This paper will ignite shortly.
Okay.
The secretary will disavow any knowledge. Wait.
Huh.
Yes, I would think
How is that out of ordinary? Secretaries disavow any knowledge as often as they
Make sure to seal it in the envelope while it's still in the glove box.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of glue there.
I mean, doesn't everybody have a 10-inch diameter ashtray on their desk just for this purpose?
It's called.
It depends on if they have kids or not. If they have kids, they probably have
But
multiple.
you see, this thing's designed to burst and it's not continue fuel anymore.
Yeah. It just goes and it crumbles. Flash paper is kind of fun at that. But you still need someplace for it to go, or it's not going to be maybe touching something else made of flash paper.
or even,
I
if it's
throw it
under
into
something
this-
made of ordinary paper.
This container that just happens to be filled with kerosene.
Nah, you just don't wine on it. They got wine everywhere there. You can drink wine at work, apparently in France. At lunch. There are rules of how much wine you can drink. But
Germany has beer breaks.
The
Instead of
English
coffee
found
breaks.
out that providing tea increased the workers' productivity over the ale that they used to provide.
oh, sorry. I tell you that.
As partly
And-
because a tea break is less exciting, people go back to work sooner because they're just not that much interested in more tea.
I'm mostly overly impressed with the European work ethic, though. I had to work with the Germans 20 years ago, 19 years ago. And, well, trying to get them to do an honest day's work was like trying to get blood from a rock. you have your second shift work on this. Second shift? What's that? Oh, why'd you work some overtime? Overtime? Are you kidding? Like, really?
It has been my experience that those sorts of attitudes have slowly shifted over time, along with the American attitude. Younger Americans aren't as excited about overtime either.
Work-life balance, way overrated. Oh, wait. When I first got my first salary job, my boss looked at me and said, remember, you're getting paid for a 40-hour week. Don't let them try to tell you otherwise.
That, alas, has been a few years.
I was told to expect 45 to 50 hours.
Looking for startups?
Yeah. And the dental distributor.
Alright, so I'm gonna go and sneak this into the Paris Century Club tomorrow morning, I guess.
Okay.
Or I might just grab
do you realize how hard it is to sneak into a Century Club?
I might just grab a kid in the street and pay him to walk it over there.
I mean, it's not just like physical alarms. They have like mystical stuff too.
And Paris is an old club.
Yeah, it's not one of the oldest ones.
It's not as old as, say, Damascus. Or
Yeah.
Athens.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Rome. Or we're getting closer.
Let's see, 1924. You can find plenty of guys who, for a couple of francs, will walk all across the whole width of Paris to deliver it for you. Look for the guys with medals on their chests sitting on the street corner.
You're saying that they had a hard time after the Great War, huh?
Yeah. The reparations that they theoretically were getting from Germany, nobody ever got them.
Germany paid at least some of
They
them.
paid- they paid.
Where the money went.
They did pay money because it really trashed their economy.
Never made it to the
People that needed it most.
people that needed it.
Carrying charges.
Exactly. You know, those crystal glasses in the Versailles Palace, it's just expensive. You know, that railroad car cost money to move it there.
Yeah, they were stupid about that. Hitler found that same railroad car.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's not till tomorrow morning.
We got a place to check in Lennon tomorrow morning.
That's right.
So,
6-hour time difference
Between what and what?
between Paris and Moscow. I think
no,
that's
Wouldn't
approximately
be that.
no,
That
no,
seems
no,
much-
no, that's
too
way
much.
too much.
Or
4 or
three.
3.
There.
Maybe an atlas.
I got my time zones on it. Of course not.
Paris is 1 hour east of Greenwich, so 1 hour ahead of.
World
There's
clock.
French.
So Paris, it is currently 3:29 a.m. And it doesn't
It
show
looks like a
Moscow.
3-hour time difference to me, but I don't have
It
the
says-
actual time zones.
Ah.
Okay, Moscow's where I think it is.
It's fairly west in Russia.
Yes, it is.
Moscow.
There's Moscow.
Oh, it's
Moscow
Only
is
2
plus
hours.
3, so it's only a 2-hour difference.
Okay.
I knew
Okay.
it was 6.
Well, like I said, this doesn't have the time zone sound, unfortunately.
Yeah, the only country, the only country where the guy who's just going to, it's just time for him to go to bed, can call somebody at the other end of the country and be waking him up in the middle of the night. Well, no, not that. It can be. He's just gotten off work and he's calling the guy at the other end of the country just as he's getting out of bed.
Well, there's a 6-hour difference between Paris and Beijing. So.
9 hours.
Across the country.
9 hours across
Cross Russia.
USSR.
Okay. Well, they fixed that by breaking it into smaller sections.
Yeah, but the reason they were so big is it's got land on it once.
Moscow to Chemkatka, 9 hours.
Hi.
Moscow to Kamchatka.
Mhm.
Yeah. I had some friends I used to play Risk with. Kamchatka was one of our favorite
oh yes.
ones for. I don't.
So, not much of a time difference between Paris
No,
and.
not much at all.
Figure.
And then you've got places with weird.
Like India with its plus 1/2?
Yes. I think there's one even stranger than that.
There's a few half-hour differences. There's at least one that's officially a quarter-hour or a three-quarter-hour
Yeah.
difference. Plus, there's a few places that are still local time only. They just ignore standard time zones. Saudi Arabia used to be one of them. I don't know if they still do that or not. With
Among the many places I'm not planning to ever go.
Indeed. But with the importance of telecommunications to modern finances, they might have decided to get with some sort of standard time. Wouldn't surprise me.
Who was it that had the weirdest one?
Depends on your definition of weird. I think there's one place that's either a quarter-hour or a three-quarter-hour, but I forget where.
Okay.
I was remarking, and then of course there's the places that are still on local time, and Saudi Arabia used to be one of them, but I don't know if it still is. Going to look it up. I know, why not?
Why not?
It's started raining again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that rain?
I brought an umbrella, so I should be fine.
The opposite of solar.
For what purposes?
Make it stop raining.
Oh, okay.
You needed to stop raining for some reason? Is your basement flooding or?
No, but I just started cutting my grass
Yeah.
after work today, and all of a sudden, wham!
Yeah.
The thunderstorm. It was rather sudden, the change in the weather.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd been watching the radar, you saw that front.
I haven't been.
Nor had I.
Yeah, but that front wasn't moving near 3 o'clock, 2:30, 2. And it's like came out of nowhere. Should have left work early.
Lucky for me, I had loaded what I needed to load and got gas.
The international time zone cuts the island of Tabeuni in half. For the international date line.
The international date line.
And
I
I
thought they
suspect
did
it's
that
supposed to be
specifically so
ignored.
it wouldn't cut anything in half.
This
Apparently
place
that
decided
island was
to keep it.
Huh,
Why else would anyone go there?
there's that.
Step into the past.
Or the future.
Well, okay. So okay, well, we know what we can do tonight.
Well, I know what I'm doing tonight, but
What's that?
Going
Taking
back to
the fake
taking-
Lenin's body and substituting
Oh, yeah.
for the.
Well, I was thinking that we could go and get the records of where these two bodies were found, and then we could go there and we could start investigating to try to find more vampires.
Be glad to help you with that. Not that I'm hoping to find more vampires, but yeah, we want to know.
Well, there's at least one.
That's almost certainly true, yes.
So we're interested in finding out more about these, right? Why don't we just spend the day asking people and such?
Because I
Who
gotta.
are you asking?
The person that keeps the same hours as a vampire?
No, I mean, who are you going to go out and ask?
Oh, I would actually try various physicians and health clinics and that kind of stuff.
That's true. See if they've had
I
anything
just want to know
on
where the bodies were found, so I can start there as my
Well, then
starting
you
point.
could
and then
try and go to a
Well,
police station.
You could go to the morgue.
Mhm.
They would have some records there.
And then backtrack from there however seems
Yeah.
best.
Well, I will wait until you use my teleporter to get Lennon back first, or should I say the fake Lennon back, and then I will go and go back to the morgue.
During the day, I'll go out and ask around and see if there's any public knowledge of this.
All right. Make a contacting roll.
Wow, let's do it.
Yeah, so that brings it up to good, and I don't know what the normal time frame would be.
So you're asking physicians.
Physicians, free health clinics, the people that would generally hear about such things, assuming that the wealthy aren't involved. I figure if it involves anyone who's truly wealthy, they have their own personal physician, and I'm not going to hear about it. So the public health services, I don't know
Alright.
what they are in France. But,
What exactly are you asking specifically? I mean, if you were to have a conversation,
I-
I'm a doctor. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I mean, you find a health clinic that caters to the homeless.
that sounds excellent. Asking if there's been any mysterious disappearances or anyone coming with a sudden loss of blood.
So, homeless people disappear all the time.
Yes, I am aware of
It's
that.
not that mysterious. They die. They freeze to death, especially
Very
this time of year. And maybe their bodies aren't found until spring. There are it's amazing the number of places in Paris that just don't get looked at very often. We have the catacombs, for instance. There are a number of very
that doesn't
old
sound like a good place to just wander. Though.
homeless people will go wherever there's shelter.
Okay.
There are a number of very old buildings, some of which are condemned, that the homeless people will squat in.
Okay.
And once again, they might die there, and nobody's going to look for them, maybe for years even in some of these buildings. And there's the underground.
Okay.
So
I
really,
get several places where they could disappear without ever being noticed.
or not being noticed for months or years.
Yeah.
So if there's a major increase of disappearances, we would notice that, but there really hasn't, as far as I know, been a major increase in disappearances.
Okay. thank them for their time.
Yeah, in the past there have been occasional major upticks. There was once several years ago. There was they were being harvested for their organs. I don't know what the purpose was, but the organs were being harvested from the homeless and it's sent somewhere. And it was really horrifying. There was apparently some scientist who was paying for the organs of the freshly dead.
Did we hear about that one?
I don't think so.
You don't hear about everything.
I know.
This is in
Yeah.
Paris. This is not where you normally are.
That's might have been before we started.
So, and during the war, there were
Everyone just.
lots of people disappeared. They got sick and died, or they were.
As I understand it, I'm looking for more recent. And I believe they had told me about when the Paris thing was within the last 2 years. Would it be?
Well, don't you have your campaign entry date marked?
Maybe. Maybe.
I haven't seen a single date yet.
June 3rd, 1923.
It's a date.
So that was 6 months ago.
Okay. So I don't know in relation to when I joined the Paris incident was, but it sounds like within
A couple of
year.
weeks.
So,
Within the last year,
yeah.
because it took the noise some time to set up. Okay.
Yes.
They're playing
Okay.
So I guess I will come back to the boys and say,
Oreo and the Visitor are playing.
you said you dealt with Dr. Denoy in the catacombs, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the places that the homeless often squat. Is it likely that one of these creatures escaped into the portion of the catacombs and is still there because it's familiar territory?
Well-
That's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, we survived, so it's possible that something else did.
Yeah, well, we arranged for we did arrange for search the catacombs and kill things, but
But one of them kind of snuck out.
one of them could have snuck away. Yeah.
Two or
I mentioned the other places they had mentioned for
Yeah.
homeless, and in case anything catches your attention as far as, we also.
No, we were pretty much stuck in the catacombs.
Okay,
Of course, the
Oh, what
section
the
we
hell?
were in got blown to pieces.
words on the wind.
Words on the wind.
Spending
Words on the
a
wind
day.
for an omen on vampires.
Vampires in Paris.
Vampires in Paris.
No.
That's my situation. Vampires in Paris. Let's see what Words on the Wind has to tell us.
Yes, there are vampires in Paris. Have a nice day.
Maybe what he gets.
We need a better question. How many are there?
I can't ask a question. I get an omen.
I know.
On
I
a
know.
topic.
Yes.
You can select a topic.
Okay, I had the. Oh, yes. The Spirit said.
Okay.
I get epic.
That's not bad.
That is not bad.
It's going, I have the perfect. I have the perfect aspect for Words on the Wind. What was it? Oh, yeah.
So you get one word. The word is
Can he choose the word?
No.
This is what he hears, I think.
Mm-hmm.
sort of a hollow voice, and it says,
deeper. Okay.
What?
I'm suspecting that we're talking about the deepest levels of the Paris catacombs and what they might connect to.
Yeah.
Somehow I doubt that I ever was there because that doesn't exactly sound like the sort of place that they would make a point of going to.
Oh, Annie probably. Annie.
Annie has been in the catacombs.
Yes.
Sure.
If you're a tourist in Paris, you go to the catacombs. It's one of the things you do. Well, there was a period of time where you didn't do that because they were all blocked off because they were filled with zombies. But
It wasn't that long a period of time.
it wasn't that long. Yeah, I mean,
It was just a few days.
yes, but in general, when you go to Paris, if you're a tourist, one of the things you do is go into the catacombs because they're really cool. I mean, I've seen videos of.
Yeah, I picked a different trip at that point. Half our group went to the catacombs. I forget where the heck I went, but I think it was a bike tour.
Okay. But you were with a tourist group and half of them went into the catacombs.
I was with a group and half of them went to the catacombs.
So, yeah. But,
I'm almost certain that's the day that we went biking around Versailles.
okay. Like around the outside of it, you mean, not like through the corridors of Versailles?
Not through the building. No.
Okay.
Just around the grounds.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of grounds on Versailles.
I imagine there is, yeah. Versailles is huge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yes.
So,
Yeah, so it's a very low, sort of echoey sound
right.
that you get.
So Simon gets one of those faraway looks like he gets occasionally, and then says, "Well, I think we should investigate the depths of the catacombs for these."
Makes sense. If I were a vampire, I'd be going down too.
And maybe whatever's underneath the catacombs.
Oh, lovely.
Old Paris.
I don't even want to think about what's underneath it.
So many modern cities are built on the ruins of earlier.
Yes.
Especially in Europe.
The trouble is,
on the chalk lines.
Yeah, I think so.
the thing is though, Paris is on a river, which means it might have had a city there beforehand. However, you're talking about Gaul, okay? And Gaul is not a super sophisticated place.
No.
Neither was Germania, for that matter. And the
Well,
Romans,
they were conquered by Rome.
yes, but I meant there isn't anything going to be older than Rome there. That's what I mean.
Right.
You know, there is not going to be something like, let's say if you were in Mesopotamia.
Sewer system.
We're doing Life of Brian tonight.
or a like Egypt before the Egyptians were there. That'd be interesting if something was there before they were there. Because that's where I would go, because it has that flooding river all the time that
Yeah.
fill the fertilizer. Tigris and Euphrates did the same thing. Didn't have a lot of metal work there because you're basically farming in
I
rock.
go find the hip waders that we had from before because it sounds like this is something that I might need.
That sounds like a good plan, and I have one other thought on equipment.
Oh,
When we were dealing with Denoy before, do those image goggles that detect stuff working with both mysteries and science?
We only have the one goggle.
Denoy worked
Right, but
in
I
science. He was not a man of
Okay.
mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was the stuff that somebody else helped him with that I
Right.
could see a faint sparkling effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Take
Denoy
somebody
was a
with
man of
investment.
science.
Yeah, so
Well, he
they
got-
would help us here, presumably.
you got help from a man named
He got,
Bill
yes, he,
That's
or
about
Will
fifth
or
or
Phil
yeah. That's
or
about fifth or sixth on the list of reasons why I'd be happy to see that guy dead.
Yes. Simon got that one of those strange faraway looks that he has for a little bit, and comes back and says, "I think we should look at the catacombs and maybe what's the very deepest catacombs and maybe what's underneath them."
And you had Edgy's reaction already, slightly prematurely.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
this time today,
yeah, it's true. We might,
unless there's some
If there
setup
are-
you want to do for
if there's
the sighting.
if there should happen to be vampires down there in non-trivial numbers, in case it matters, I think going in during daylight hours is a better bet.
We're going to be underground.
I know
but-
that. I know that.
Okay.
this depends on what legend you're gonna go with.
Yeah, and I don't, and these guys, it's not a matter of legend, it's a matter of biochemistry.
See, are they like laying in a coffin on Earth, or are they
That would
like,
be silly.
or are they like angel, where they can walk around and just can't get in the sun?
Yeah, and I admit to complete ignorance on that, but it can't possibly hurt and might possibly help us somehow to
Mr.
go in
Whitehall
during
didn't
daylight
even,
hours.
wasn't really fully cognizant of his condition.
So,
Whitehead.
Yes.
so well, fortunately, when we go down there, we have the perfect scout.
We do.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true. And
You don't have to worry about him getting made into a
Right.
vampire.
that's true. And vampires made purely by mad science will not worry him any more than say, thugs with machine guns would. So yes. That is a point to keep in mind. I hope I wouldn't remember on my
Oh, I
own.
know a thug with a machine gun.
He's a great friend.
Oh, okay.
Lost powers to me.
Yeah.
I had that happen before.
How many extras do you have?
About 36.
Ah, okay, then it's not that big a deal, I guess.
I was gonna say I was thinking just how many I've got from Land's End. Which the answer is lots.
So, anything happening on the rest of the 30th daytime?
Well, I'm trying to think of something I can do, but
Do we
No.
want to go down and investigate the catacombs right now, or do we want to do it starting in the morning?
Yes, it's late afternoon right now, so it's still
we're
daylight.
we're not doing it now. Too late in the day.
Okay.
But I would like to
He's
go
got
to
an appointment.
I would like to go to the morgue and get information about where those bodies are found.
Sure.
Okie dokie.
Sure.
But I
Go
gotta
ahead.
put Lennon back first.
You want your teleporter
Oh,
just in
okay.
case?
Well, that
Okay.
that I'm doing in nighttime, so you're doing it later in the nighttime. Is that
I guess I could.
We
could
could
go
go
there now.
check out the
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
board's files.
Yeah.
I mean,
now.
he
That
wants
should
to.
take us
He
a
wants to do that at like
Yeah.
midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning.
Moscow
Okay,
time.
Well, I was thinking midnight, 1 in the morning Paris time,
Ah, right.
2 or 3 in the morning Moscow time.
I'm
Yeah.
stealthing.
all right. Okay,
Sounds fine.
nobody
Sure.
can see.
I'm hushing.
Yep.
Hey,
All right.
We're in the,
May as
we're,
well
in
go
the,
along.
we're in the room where we got the 3 bodies from.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
having Rick along would be helpful.
Yeah, the room.
just because he's
The 3 of us are in the room where 3 bodies come from.
Okay.
All right. This is not where they store the records. It's
No,
where they store the bodies.
But it's the place I've been.
Yes.
So now I have to go to the place that stores the records.
Okay.
You just find it.
Means you have to investigate.
Not that hard.
Even on a -1, I think a fantastic will be ample to figure
Yes.
out where they keep their
Right down the.
bodies.
It's right down the hall there. That door. It has
Probably even says files on
Whatever it is in
French or
French,
something,
yeah.
Archives or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a
Okay.
good thing all three of us speak and read French.
Yep.
All right, so
French is Russian.
Um,
Russian is all.
this is an academics role to find the correct records. So
Okay.
who's doing this?
Not me.
I have good academics.
I like
That's probably the best of anyone in
Yeah,
this.
it's not like they're hiding them.
I've got average academics, and this is
Well,
you can see
wait.
why.
You get good.
Well, that's amusing. I got average, so I won't bother spending a big point just now.
Yeah, good is good enough.
And I get good too, by now.
So fine. You find you're looking for the two files of the two people who
Died of exsanguination.
died of exsanguination. You find them. It takes you about 15 minutes total. Each of you find one of them. And it is noted on there where the bodies were found. They were found in two different sort of alleyways. Actually, one of them was not even an alley; it was close, however you pronounce that, which is narrower than an alley.
Really?
An alley you can drive down, a close you can just walk down.
Yes.
It's a fun kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's about that wide.
Maybe a bicycle.
Yeah, gap between buildings that you can just sort of go down.
Really hard to hide something there. Drop something, yes, but
Cross
and
something
have
in.
it not be noticed from the street, yes. But if somebody goes down it,
Yeah.
So maybe whoever left the body there didn't care about it being found as
Right.
long as it wasn't found right away.
Hello, Daftpool, and thank you for the subscription. 3 months at Tier 1. Thank you very much. Yes. Except that the trash cans, there are trash cans in this particular close. It was recovered from one of them. So kind of stuffed into it.
I see.
So,
was it the trash collectors that found it then?
Almost as ignominious as it gets for body disposal.
So I will jot it down. Two locations.
they are within half a mile of each other. They are not that far apart.
Okay. Good, both because it makes it easy and because it might be
How
more
long ago were they
remote.
recovered?
The man was recovered 2 days ago. The woman 3 days ago.
Okay, doesn't do me any good.
Which of them was in the trash can?
The woman. The man probably would not have fit. He's larger than the woman was. They were smaller.
Well, I suppose there might still be something to be learned by checking the sites very carefully.
Yeah, I mean, the better your investigation, the further back you can look at clues. So,
Well, we can, I guess we have time to go, don't we?
I would think.
yeah.
Except that I can't. We have to actually physically go there.
Yes, you haven't been to either of those particular places before. There's no reason for you to have been wandering down a back alley somewhere.
Yep. I'm in the morgue.
Okay.
Still outside. Taxi.
Okay, that means you're breaking stealth.
I have to.
Well,
Well,
how far
Actually,
would
it
you
would
walk?
be very comedic for you to try and nail. one
Yeah,
of those
it's
stealth.
only about 2 miles from where you are right here to the closest.
Taxi would still be
Okay.
quicker.
It would be faster, but
I can run. Two's only a match.
Jog.
okay.
We're actually stealth. So hey.
Yeah.
We can all jog stealth. Just out of curiosity to keep up the 2 zones at a time movement, what would be the lowest my athletics could drop and still keep up.
Just there.
Okay. Meaning I
Because
have
that's
to,
2 zones.
You
right.
get to roll 0.
Meaning I have to not roll negative.
Correct.
And if I do, I accidentally break stealth.
No,
For me.
that means we slow down.
Oh, okay. Well,
Doesn't really matter. You're
Okay.
just gonna take, I mean, like less
Yeah.
than half an hour to get
Sure.
there. So, so yes, you're jogging over there. The alley was the closer one, so you're there. So,
And all of us just
Might
start
as well.
investigating.
Taking it all. Not so much.
Well, put the magnifying glass out.
okay.
That's true.
It's only
I
the
should use mine too. Okay. So, epic for visuals because of the magnifying glass. Tastic for hearing, and if I'm using it, touch.
Well, there's nothing to hear here.
Right.
Godlike +1.
Unfocused senses, only great.
Godlike
Maybe
+1.
just as well. for
Godlike +1.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you roll
Dice are
really
not
well
working.
then?
Matter of fact, I did.
Wow. Okay. And this is visual. What did you do?
good.
Oh, for taking it all in?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't find anything.
It's a
You-
close with garbage cans in it.
No, you're in the alley.
You're in the alley.
Alley with garbage
Alley with
cans.
garbage cans in it.
Both.
You find the place where the body was.
Uh-huh.
So there are trash bins back here. It looks like what was done was the body was placed, and then a bunch of garbage from one of the garbage bins was put on top of it. So it wasn't immediately obvious that there was a body here until the garbage people came and probably swore a lot because they're not supposed to just dump garbage in the air.
Right.
And
then when they found the body,
Then they
no
swore
doubt
even
swore
more,
some more.
yeah.
Yes.
More paperwork.
So you actually pick up a trail of somebody who did all of this. You can find footprints 2 days old. They're really hard to see, even at Godlike +1, but you found a trail. The person came down the alley, weighted down a little bit more, dumped the body, took a bunch of garbage and put it on top of the body, and then went back the same way they had come.
So, found footprints. I'm going to start following the footprints. They're right here. So, based on the stride, can I get an estimation on the person's height?
Yes, the person would have been. Oh, and the shoes are
Shoe size.
they're definitely. You can estimate, but it's definitely a man's foot. It's not a woman's shoe. The foot is a little larger than you would find for a woman. The person was probably, 5'8" to 5'10", and somewhat heavy set.
Am I correct in guessing that Jack pointing out the footprints to me is that enough of a bonus for me to be able to see what he's seeing or not?
That gives you a +2, and you can do a reroll.
So, right here. Pointing right at it. Yep, this footprint.
But I'm telling you, even at his godlike +1, because it's been a couple of days, he's having a hard time seeing these footprints.
So, on the next one, I'm going to
Yeah.
take some time.
Sure. And the plus 2 from him pointing them out gets me to godlike this time. If I
That's good enough.
Yeah.
You see.
if I take what would it be, about 15 seconds to study them, then I what would be next up? Notice something instantly.
So 15 seconds is actually your base.
Okay, so next shift, one shift up?
One shift up is 1 minute.
Okay.
After that's 5,
4.
so I want to stand there and stare at it for 4 minutes.
Okay.
So now I got godlike plus 3.
All right. What are you looking for in particular?
I want to be able to, now that I know, get a better visualization of the footprints. I want to be able to follow them now using them, knowing what I'm looking for.
All right. So you're following them back down the alley.
I'm seeing them come in, I've seen them come in, and I've seen the pair going back. So now I'm just going back where I see the double footprints. I'm going one way, one going to 180. I'm just going back.
Backtracking rather than following
Yeah.
the perpetrator. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to see where the perpetrator came into the alley.
Okay.
So eventually I get to the street.
Right. And it gets harder because there's a lot more foot traffic on the street area. But at godlike plus 3, you're moving along very slowly, obviously.
Yeah.
But you seem to be able to continue to follow them. You're like now right at the edge of what, godlike plus 3 is what you need to continue following them.
And I took the same amount of time he did. I'm only a godlike plus 2. I could tell where they were going when they left the alley, but I'd have lost them.
Once you hit the street, you're like, there's just way too much.
Okay,
Yeah.
so once I hit the street, I'm going to use a fate point and pop it up to godlike plus 5.
Well,
Um,
when you're hot, you're hot.
I think
I
that
know.
takes a roll.
Yeah, you'd have to do another roll.
Oops, I'm not going to get a plus 4 again.
No.
I don't think so.
So,
However, I believe that you are reminding these people that they're in foot traffic and moving them out of the way of the pedestrians.
well, what happens is people just sort of naturally move around Jack and the people who are hushed.
Okay.
Or not
They-
hush anymore.
What?
Not hush anymore, because
Why?
maybe not.
You walked over.
When-
You dropped
when-
over.
yeah,
Why
you
not?
didn't call for a cab,
No,
so you
I-
didn't break stealth,
Okay,
Right.
you're right.
So, yeah.
I can investigate well.
And-
no.
and neither of the people with you have attacked anything.
Nor do we plan.
And you can
Barring
move
real
at whatever
emergency.
rate you want because you have the stunts to do so. And so you're not breaking stealth, so as long as these people keep in the same zone with you,
Which we're all looking at the same footprints.
they'll be hushed and stealth as well.
So I get to
So-
the sidewalk and I say, all right, I'm having a lot of hard trouble figuring out which way now. Obviously, a lot of people pass by here and it's really making it tough.
Yeah, so you can, you like I said, you can keep following them, just barely. If it gets harder than this, you're gonna lose them.
Well, eventually I'm going to lose them. But
Well, follow them as long as you can.
I'll follow as long as I can.
The games of foot is especially appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I still? Am I correct that the +2 tag of Jack having pointed them out to me, is that still good or is
That is still good.
okay?
And he can point them out to you again
Right, wherever he sees.
wherever he sees them.
So-
He can say, see that just barely visible. You've got your magnifying glass out,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
assuming.
Oh yes.
So we get out.
And yeah, he's like peering through a magnifying glass, creeping along.
Yeah.
So we get to the sidewalk. Do I go
Pedestrian
left or right?
traffic just sort of parts around us without anybody really noticing.
Yeah, it's very strange, but that's how it works with Jack's stealth. They don't notice the fact that
Yeah.
they're avoiding you.
Yeah, and I'm still at godlike +1. I can sometimes see the footprints, but I'm not
Right.
doing well enough to help Jack.
Yeah, you're not helping with the traffic.
Uh,
So you go
sending-
to the right,
All right.
Keep
Okay.
going, keep going, keep going. Unfortunately, then you're pretty sure that the person crossed the street. So, make another roll.
I might as well
You
do
as well.
something to lose by trying. Since I have not rolled better than a wash so far, I certainly could do better than that. That's just
Wow, that's not nearly as good.
fun.
Well,
Um,
the moment I met legendary.
if I can throw a fate point at it and still use the
No,
plus 2 tag,
Awesome.
that will get me to.
I would have to take more time.
That would get me to godlike plus 2.
No,
Nah.
not
Well-
good enough.
Okay, throw the fate point at it and take time.
That's
Because you're moving at a crawl.
that's true.
If I were to do that, I could use a fate point to hit the godlike +1 and take time to hit the godlike +3. If I spent 4 minutes at it, if I spent 15 minutes at it,
Yeah.
I could get the godlike +4. I will go to godlike +4.
Okay, that's what you need here.
Is 15 minutes 3 shifts?
Base 15 seconds.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Always count on Jack. Always bet on Jack. Okay. Whew, man.
Well, you're tracking tracks that are multiple days old on a busy street
In a busy city.
in a busy city.
In a
Yeah.
busy city. And just a few impediments.
And it's not like he was dropping breadcrumbs or something.
All right, you went this way.
Yeah, I think
Switch from
with
mine to a back end.
3 extra shifts, and I can still tag that +2, I think how do I +5? So
Okay.
I just like, okay, yeah,
once
I'm
once
starting
Jack
to get the
refines
hang
it,
of
he
this.
points it to
Yep.
you again, and
Yep,
you get that +2 again,
Yep.
and you're like, yes, I can see it too.
I've got it now. I'm figuring out. You know,
Very slow. It's going to take
pattern
you
of where we
15
put
minutes
his
to
feet.
cross the street, basically.
Yeah. which I'm glad stealth works the way it does. Otherwise, we would be in real
You'd be
danger from
run
anybody
down.
moving
I
faster.
can
than
understand the
pedestrians.
horses going around us, but
The motor cars.
We
Yes.
should be in trouble from anyone who goes by in a car. I'm not complaining.
And
So-
I'm not sure, but
What happens is basically a horse like stops.
And the horse is inadvertently running interference.
Yeah,
for
nothing
us.
can get past the horse with wagon, and so you just go by. Yeah, so you don't have to really worry about it, but so you cross the street, you're back on sidewalk again.
Yep.
You go a little bit further, and then there's like some steps going down. So it's an underground station down there, apparently.
Ooh, great. Good. That means he's getting closer to his lair.
Yeah, but what if he hopped on a train?
Don't say that.
Don't give the GM ideas.
The GM said he's headed for an underground station.
I believe the GM already had a fairly good idea of what had happened.
And I may only be at godlike +4. I might miss
maybe
out if I
Victorian
That's
vampires.
still good.
I was
Well,
hoping it was.
Fine, we'll go down the stairs,
Hey.
down the underground.
Elizabethan vampires.
Then you don't have to worry about the underground. They just get on, carriages and such.
Wear those funny things around their necks.
Yeah.
Called a farthing actually. Don't ask why I know. It's sort of strange.
All right. So yes, you go down the steps. You get
Halloween costume?
get to the station,
Science fiction.
and yeah, the tracks end at where there's a boarding
Where
platform.
people will be boarding. And
Well,
for
You-
2 days ago,
When you
that's just
tell us about that,
unsolved.
I can add some information.
Yeah.
What
that?
information?
They carried a body on a train. They must have some ability of stealth, because otherwise the other people
Well-
on the train would likely remember, and there'd be reports. And
If they carried the body out in the open, if they didn't have it in a big bag or a trunk or
they would have done something to disguise the body on the train.
Or it could have been, they could have had enough stealth to hide from ordinary people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I guess we go to the close next.
Yep.
Okay. From the platform that they boarded the train, you should be able to come up with a list of where they might have gone.
Or where they might have come from since we're back, right?
yeah. I mean, this line has a limited number of stations.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that when you backtrack, if you can backtrack from the close, that you'll end up at a different underground station.
on the same
And-
line would be ideal.
I know, actually, I was
Actually,
thinking
on a different line would be ideal because it narrows down the possibilities further.
Yes.
You need one time point in order to make ascertain any facts, and we don't have one. We have records.
But yeah, if from here they took this one that went like this, and from here they took this one that went like that,
Well,
chances are that they did something there, and it gives us someplace to look. It gives us
Yeah.
It gives
A locus.
us a
for the
locus to.
meantime, let's go to the close and look there.
Yep. Okay. Lot,
it's a data point.
lot more awkward to get into.
Not for people. I mean, you could ride a bicycle through it if it, unless you are particularly wobbly, you won't be bumping into the walls.
Right.
This is Paris. There will be people riding bicycles while drunk, but
Not down close.
While,
hopefully
while they're off investigating that,
Yes.
I will go get the publicly available schedules and map of the
yes.
Paris subway.
that's potentially helpful. Thank you.
I'm going to see what I can do about finding a good map, as good a map as is available of the catacombs.
Okay.
And by spending 15 minutes, I have now gone up to Godlike +2.
Wow, the Paris Metro started in 1900.
Crafty again.
I was wondering how much before our time period it started. Apparently, a
Quite a
while.
Yeah, but
It started about the time we were born.
Yeah, the characters were born. Yeah.
Right.
yes, but unfortunately, probably gonna follow up during the war.
Yeah.
Or another any damage in Paris.
Not a lot of.
Yeah, I mean,
There
there
was-
wasn't a lot
it
of
wasn't
bombing the way there
shelling.
was in World War
Yeah.
II.
It-
Okay.
There was some shelling. There was shelling on the northeast suburbs, departments, whatever you'd like to call them. But I don't think anything hit the city itself.
Yeah, no. There are areas of Paris where this, pardon me, France is this kind of violent.
Oh yeah. The Somme Valley. Yeah.
It's good. I'm sure we would have been there.
So, what did you say your result was for your investigation?
Godlike +1.
Godlike +1. Okay. You find the particular trash bin that the person was stuffed into. You.
Fortunately, there's probably no trash there. So
Yeah, it was collected.
yes, so anything like a wallet or a piece of jewelry or something is probably long gone. So you think a godlike +1 would find something like that lying around?
It is not. There's nothing. No obvious clue. Godlike +1. You do find some tracks of what was probably the person who put the person in the trash bin.
Well, repeat from last time.
Do they look like the same sheep? Or is godlike +1 not good enough to tell?
It probably is the same shoe. The same
That
person.
is in
Same.
a weird sort of way.
Same shoe and the same stride.
Yes.
Well, I think it's the same person. The shoe size seems to match. The stride seems to match. It's probably the same perpetrator. Which is sort of good. In fact, we have one instead of two vampires. Yes, well, now to take the slow, painful process of trying to track it. I'm hoping it goes to a subway station. And then maybe we can do some triangulation to try to figure out. That's a really great method to use in warfare, except for the one problem. They're shooting at you all the time.
Detail. I'm assuming that Jack pointed out footprints to me so I can again
Here,
tag
right
them
there.
and roll well enough to
Well,
be
I'll try taking it in.
Shoot prints, right? Just follow my finger.
make those go away.
No.
Oh, wow.
Now,
And since I'm not critical to this particular investigation, I'm just basically crowd control. Hero support.
To a non.
Didn't realize your middle name was Booster Gold, but okay.
Hero support is pretty good too. So
godlike
You
+1
load the
with
crossbow and
everything I
hand
can
it to
take
your
into
hero.
account.
And you
Guessing
also
that-
find the tracks.
And can start to follow them, but it'll probably taking extra time to keep following once it gets more difficult.
So you follow them along the close. Not that hard because narrow area. There's not anywhere the person could really have gone.
And probably not as much traffic in this as opposed to an alley.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really get much traffic.
What's going on down there? Dog chewing the bone, I think.
Yeah, but it's chewing it on my foot. I do not need a bone on my foot.
Throw me a freaking bone here.
So, yes, it goes out of the close. You turn right and make another roll because it's gotten
Onto the street.
difficult again. Yes.
Wow, that was a sweet crap.
Well,
I'd have to roll a +4, get the bonus, and spend a fate.
Well, you do get the bonus because
Well, yes.
Jack is pointing it out to both of you.
I'm going to risk it.
But have to roll +4 and spend
I
fate points.
understand.
I went up a whole 1.
Woo! That's
which
not
is
that impressive.
1 shift less than I would have done by just bumping it up.
Well, I went backwards. Everybody else
Edgy.
If Simon was here, he could try it, but he's not. So.
Yeah.
unfortunately am ruined.
I
Godlike
worry about
would require
things
a +4, or Godlike +1 would require a +4 roll and a 50. to me. I assume it's similar to you unless you have some bonus on it.
He's not there.
Yeah, neither of
this
us
is-
are, but
Yeah. Getting back to the street, I take a moment to take it all in.
Alright.
Okay, another take point.
I make a superb roll. Do I notice a sign pointing us toward the metro?
Well, what you notice is, I mean, about a block and a half that way is one of those areas that are sort of, railed off.
Mm-hmm.
Those railings.
An entrance to the metro.
And yeah, stairway down. Very easy to spot them.
Okay, so I'm at right now. I'm at godlike +1 with everything I can throw at it, and that's is to be good enough once we got to the street. Am I right?
Correct.
I would need to roll. Well, actually, I need to roll even, spend a fate point, and get the +2 bonus for it being pointed out to get the godlike +1.
okay.
So you could have done that in the alley, I mean in the close,
Mm-hmm.
but once you get out to the street, Jack isn't spotting it anymore, so he can't point it out to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm gonna have to go more time. I can't roll any better. I'm rolling terrible. Well, I'm not rolling terrible, but I'm
You're not rolling -3. What you're rolling is mediocre,
Not good
an
enough.
average, yes.
not good enough.
Or a mediocre. Yeah.
I tap you on the shoulder, Jack,
Yeah.
and I point to the metro station. Roughly we don't know what direction the footprints came from, do we? Okay.
So
Well,
that,
okay,
that's
actually, you
useful to keep in
you
mind.
were able, just as it was exiting the close, before it really did, the person was turning to the right.
Toward the metro.
That would have been the direction of that metro station. There's another metro station that's
Okay.
also to the left, but it's
Okay,
further
so-
down.
I
So
suppose
we have a good guess on that, but
we could go
more than
to the
guess.
metro station we think we went to and try to see if we can spot those footprints there.
That would certainly save us some time if
Yeah.
if the gamble pays off. Sure, let's.
Okay, I guess that's another roll. Maybe I can actually roll something decent.
Wash.
That's better.
Make another take it all in roll.
Taking it all in. Superb.
Okay.
Any bonuses?
Okay. If I take 15 minutes, I can get the godlike +3.
All right. So you go to where the subway station entrance is, and you do an investigation. You take 15 minutes. It's not here. The person did not go down these steps. On your way to the subway station, you notice that there's another alleyway between two buildings. One of the buildings looks like it's like boarded up, basically.
Ah,
Jack?
Yeah.
Abandoned building?
Promising.
we can check around. It will slightly easier than trying to find the footprints would be looking around the abandoned building for places that have been used as entrances and exits, and then check each of those for the footprints we're looking
Yeah.
for.
So
I go around one.
From the front, you didn't notice that it was abandoned, but if you go into the alley, all of those windows are boarded up on this side. So,
Ones, but that should.
all right.
Fantastic should be plenty for figuring where
There's
people are
like
using for entrances
along
and exits.
in the alleyway, alongside of the building, there's a stairway down to a basement entrance that looks like it's been used recently.
Okay. Check right around the top of the stairway. Okay, that is it. Kill that one. Oh, and I got gun mic. I'm gonna have to spend some time. I will spend 15 minutes. It'll get me up to like +2.
All right.
And I
This
come out exactly
stairway-
the same with 15 minutes.
Hasn't had a lot of use, but you can tell that the person that you've been tracking did go down these stairs, go up these stairs, and then down these stairs. Well, you can't actually tell the. Well, you sort of can.
Yeah.
You can, and what you're rolling, you can tell. Yes, the person went up the stairs, heavy, down the stairs, less heavy.
Okay. How late is it by now?
You started late afternoon. It's probably past supper time by now.
Is it past sunset?
Yes, because it is the late January, so it is. It gets dark early.
Okay, in that case, we're gonna stand in the alley. I'm gonna stealth us.
I think we have.
You're still stealth.
Yeah.
When did you unstealth?
You're right, but I can tag it's dark now.
That's true.
Sure.
So go up to godlike +1.
Yeah, like awe-inspiring wasn't good enough for the random people walking up and down the
That's
street.
not what I'm worried about.
I'm
worried
worried
waiting for
about
the
sneaking
vampire
up on a
walking up.
vampire
Okay.
who might
I'm
have
hoping he
enhanced
opens the door
senses.
and walks up, and then we nail him. Do I get what I want?
Stranger
Yeah.
things have
You're
happened.
very optimistic there.
So,
No, he's very.
are you
hopeful.
just going to
Not quite
stand on the
same.
stairway and wait for him? Are you going to go in, or
I'm gonna wait for a while.
all right?
Willing to wait.
So I can tell you that the guy only went up once and down once a couple of days ago. There's
Okay.
not more foot traffic than that.
Okay.
And I guess we're going in. Great.
Right.
No, we're not going in.
Not at night.
Not at night. No, I think I'm gonna quickly memorize this place
Easy.
and then head back to a airship because it's dark enough. Maybe it's time for John Doe to do a switcheroo.
Yeah.
And if not, I can
that's
at least
true, we
report on what I found.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we have found, pardon me.
Mhm.
So, well, I got sort of good news.
Strong circumstantial evidence we're only tracking one vampire.
And we found it in the basement of an abandoned building where you went in and out of once.
So
If it wasn't dark out, I would have gone in.
Oh, what's the problem with dark and vampires?
So he gets the victim in an abandoned building, takes them to someplace he can dump them, and returns back to the area that he found them. Or she. We think it's a he. I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
From shoe size and
How far
struggling.
apart in time did those two people die?
A day.
Roughly
Day.
20. Yeah.
Okay.
24 hours, give or take. I'd say a day apart could be 18 to 30.
So,
Neither of them was
See,
found
there's-
soon
Well,
enough.
I will
Yeah.
look on the train schedules and see if there is.
Oh,
Do we got a map of the catacombs too?
I got a map of the catacombs.
And I got a map of the train lines.
Do we have a map of Paris?
Yes.
Do we not have a map of
Yeah.
Paris?
Now,
You do have a map of Paris. That's
well,
easy to have. Yes.
we can do.
There's probably 2 or 3 of them up there.
I thought we were meeting up there. I
Oh,
thought we
yeah.
were
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
You are
Why?
in the airship right now.
I was pointing at the.
where the bridge is.
I was pointing at the
Yeah.
bridge. Yes.
So
Yeah, those are aerial checks.
yeah, street
Well,
map might actually. be
I'm
more
thinking of the overlay of catacombs versus city.
That's
That
I
we
was
just
thinking of
need
that
a few little points in common. Anyways, so does there look to be a relatively easy train connection that would come near this abandoned building?
Yeah.
Okay.
Two
or
entrances
for that matter,
The same line that
we track
to the alley.
backtrack the guy to once
would go to that
before.
same station that they were looking at.
Okay.
And here's a question. If one were wanting to get from the underground into the catacombs proper or vice versa, is there an obvious best place or a few best places?
There's nothing marked.
In that
But-
area.
But
Yeah, somebody who like has academics high should make an academics.
I know he
just
said
definitely
high.
me and maybe Simon. Well, Simon,
Why don't I make one
Well,
for John Doe?
Well,
Oh, I got average.
Well, that was a terrible roll. Not literally terrible, but
Average.
Hey, I got poor.
as in you roll. Oh wow, you
I'm going to re-roll
Base
that. Since it is a
academics there?
-2, and I
Yes.
do not feel
I have a terrible roll.
that's
All
acceptable.
right.
Simon.
I got average. Man, I'm not even smart.
Simon has a superb roll.
Oh, okay.
I also got
I've never been to. No, I've
What-
been to Paris before. Just
But Scott has forgotten what walking the
Oh, that's
library would do to that.
If
if you look at the
so,
book, you remember it basically.
Would that apply to maps also?
I'm
yes.
sure that he looked at several maps of catacombs given the last
Yeah.
Wow, it
time
says
you were in
the most
Paris.
obscure literary works.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
that doesn't
that-
sound like maps, does it?
It
So-
doesn't.
So you remember the 13th century map of Paris?
No. Answer questions with a base difficulty less than or equal to his academic skill, using nothing other than his brain and some time for contemplation.
Base difficulty, right?
I just want to know is it good one?
Do you have a library? You don't have a library.
I do not have a specific library.
Okay, that doesn't help that. Less than his acquisition ability.
Yeah. Still not.
I would say, yeah, the walking library isn't going to help you.
It might give me the. It's not going to help.
Okay,
you
wait a
roll
minute. For map work, it's not going to help you. But you do recall a book that you read a long time ago that talked about the fact that when they were doing the Paris Metro, they kept basically rupturing into the catacombs. They
kept digging
going
into the
along and
catacombs
suddenly
by accident.
they dig into a catacomb tunnel and they wall it off. But so there's a lot of places where the catacombs and the underground are like that.
Right.
So it'd be a question of compromising or finding an existing break in one wall.
Good evening, Shuma, and thank you for the host.
Which means we need to look at places where the underground lines of the catacombs are really near each other, which there
Well,
are
there were
several.
probably places where they went like that,
Uh-huh.
and this is the underground, and they put a wall here and a wall here.
Mm-hmm. But we need to look for such barrier walls and look for one which is compromised or dug around or some has a concealed door or
You roll
something. Okay.
That's why you got this information. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So we go. So what would it be to sit down with the maps and do the sit down with the map of the underground and the map of the catacombs and the map of Paris and produce a 3-level map? What skill would that be?
Academics.
It would be
Okay.
academics. I have no idea what the target would be, but
I do have another suggestion that's in parallel to yours. Instead of figure out where there would be a good history of metro project that might mention these things in more detail, whether it's in a public library or some city
Would an
office
upgrade
record
research
or
academic
something.
supply for making this map?
Sure.
Okay. I go rummage around in my potions chest before I go making these maps.
Okay. Well,
Is that a +4?
that's a +4.
Which makes the net result godlike.
Okay.
You want
So
to
you
throw a
have
fate point at
invented
that?
a hologram map.
So what you've done is basically you have
Popsicle sticks.
no. It's 3 sheets of paper. The bottom one is fairly opaque. The next 2 are translucent,
Mm-hmm.
and you can
And they're held up
Put-
with popsicle sticks.
there's no popsicle sticks involved. You can overlay them, and I'm assuming you have a light table somewhere. Set them, yeah. Set them over each other, and I can see here and here and here and there.
So
No, don't use that one. That one's extra powerful. Use this one instead.
So we've got,
Oops! It's the flash paper, and it's burst into no.
so we have a short, finite list of really likely places to investigate from this. Yes.
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 Okay.
So you say a short list, you're talking like 3, 10,
Well,
So
344.
trying-
one of the
Guessing
things you
figures
notice
and-
is that abandoned building is right over a place where the catacombs actually rise a bit. So if the basement of that one is deep enough,
There's a reasonable chance there's a connection to the catacombs from that basement.
and
Or a hellmouth.
very very close to that second Paris metro station. I mean, you would just have to go a little ways down to find another spot
Okay.
that
Another intersection.
So we have
another place where the catacombs and the metro.
So we have a place
Basically,
to investigate first and a place to investigate second, and a few other possibilities after that. Is a few like fewer than 10, judging by
Fewer than
Simon's
4.
method?
It's 3. You have 3
Okay.
other places that are very good candidates in that general sort of area.
Okay.
I like that. It's not 322.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to search the entirety of Paris, then you're getting
There-
into dozens. But you're
Yeah.
looking in a specific
I would
general
instead
area.
suggest that in the morning we check at the morgue to see if there have been any more discoveries.
That sounds
Daddy.
good.
And I'm almost, hate to say this, but if we do have more discoveries in the morning, I've got a feeling we might have to put our lemon facade on hold.
Well, can still
we
deliver the fake body.
we deliver
like,
the
No, that's
without
tonight.
what
Yeah.
confusion
Yeah.
But I
we
mean,
may.
tomorrow morning, though.
Yeah.
That's
You see,
possible.
I think we also are running out of time, out of John Doe's time.
He's got a little bit of time left.
A couple of days.
Yes. The
But
thing is,
yeah,
though,
so-
if bodies start stacking up,
If
I'm
we've
gonna-
got
I'm
a
gonna have
bad
to-
enough vampire problem, that's gonna take precedence.
Yes, it
'cause
is.
We're here and
because we're
alone.
heroes, damn it.
Well, we can do something about it much more easily than most people could.
Yes.
We're here. Innocent bystanders and all that.
What that means is that this poor vampire is going to have a very angry Jack at him.
I
Coming
can
after
work
him.
up no particular sympathy for you.
If you're costing him an opportunity to get somebody he's been hunting for a long time.
Well, Okay, so later that night, John Doe is going to borrow your device. He waits until about 2 a.m. Paris time.
In which case I'm already asleep.
That's not gonna.
You are not as a
Okay, fine. All right, so now, guard number 1.
Asleep on the is asleep
was
on the job
asleep.
again, huh?
Yes, there are.
Again?
No, that was guard number 3 last time. I think.
Yeah, they switched positions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guard number 2. Well, not much better.
Yeah.
So we've got a -3, meaning he's asleep, a -2, meaning he's barely awake, and the third guard. A -1, awake but looking in the wrong direction. Because who's going to expect someone to show up right behind the glass case that Lennon
Right.
is in?
That does seem improbable if you're assuming people can only go in and out through the doorways.
Yes. I mean, what, is somebody going to tunnel up through the floor or something? That would make a lot of sound. Anyway, so, well,
That was one of our new gadgets, wasn't it?
No, they're going to
Someone
parachute on top onto the
did
top
not
of
want
the
to roll
building
-3
and
on that.
climb down quietly.
All right, that's much better. All right, so the swap is made.
Grab sail from the roof down. Much cooler.
I used a bunch of fate points, but the swap is made.
You have to have the right music too.
And you can return Simon's mirrored,
Yes, you can have your mirror here.
thank you, which
You
is
can have your weird device that allows me to teleport to places that I've seen before, or been before, I mean.
Comes in handy.
I would think so. Yeah. All right, so the fake Lennon is there now. And I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I'm probably asleep.
yeah. I was waiting up to see how that went because I'm pretty much insatiably curious about what's going on, but I think sleep is tactically a good idea.
So what time of the morning is it? 2 a.m., 2, 3 o'clock?
2:15.
Yeah, it's about 2:15.
I wonder if any bars open.
In Paris,
Paris, maybe.
even if legally they're all supposed to be closed by now, you can find it open.
Yeah, there are
now.
after hours places. You need to make a reasonably good contacting roll because they don't really advertise.
And slip them 5 francs on the way in for your membership.
Or however the custom is here.
There. You don't have walk the walk, do you?
No.
Okay.
I've been to Paris before though. For the war.
Okay, but that's not even that. That's not good enough.
I'm not using my fate point.
Well,
I guess
you could try finding a cabbie and asking him and asking him.
Excellent idea. Taxi.
All right. What was the contacting roll on that?
That was a good.
That's well above what you need to find the cabbie, and make a resources roll. I don't think you can roll. Well, I mean, if you roll -4, that's not going to be good enough. But. Okay, you have plenty of money to give the cabbie. He will take you to an after-hours place. It looks like it's closed from the outside, but he says just knock on the door and
Show
tell them
members
that
Jacques sent you.
Paul sent you.
Paul sent you. Okay.
Yeah. I'll hand him a 5 franc
Okay.
for a tip. I don't remember Thank you. Isn't
Merci.
it? Merci. Merci beaucoup.
That would be thank you very much.
Yeah. So,
Which is
par favor.
perfectly reasonable.
All right. The door opens. There's a well-dressed person. He's fairly large. Weird.
Paul sent me. Okay, for another 5 francs. Is it more? 20 francs.
He takes your 20 francs and gestures you in.
Okay. What do I see?
A bunch of people sitting around tables, some at the bar. It's a little bit difficult to see because there's a lot of smoke in here. Everybody seems to be smoking.
No, won't be me. Unless someone sets me on fire. I walk up to the bar.
That's right. No prohibition here.
Yeah.
No, the only reason it has to be an after-hours club is because it's late at night. You know, usually. Most places don't stay open. So.
Your finest cognac? Your finest cognac?
All right. What did you roll for your resources? Superb. Yeah, you have enough money to pay for it.
He may have a little sticker shock when he gets presented. with
Yeah.
the finest cognac,
So
but he can afford it.
So a snifter, or one of the bigger bowl-like glasses, and they quote a price which would be approximately equal to $100 US.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I have way more than that.
Yes. If you want to catch a glimpse of the label, it says something about 1812. So.
No bad year, but
So they really do have 100-year-old
Yeah.
around.
is that take 2?
Right. He, gets out another glass and pours it for you.
More money.
You said the finest. So, make an investigation roll. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You literally have never had any better than this. I mean, you've gone with Paris to places that are super high end and never been served better than this.
I must say, this is the finest cognac I've ever drank in my entire life. So I went to the bartender.
Yes.
My compliments.
You asked for the finest.
I might have to try to buy a bottle of this from somebody.
Well, we don't sell bottles here.
But
Who would be your supplier? Because I know somebody who would be rather impressed by this.
Make a rapport roll. You're trying to convince this guy to reveal a supplier.
They're not getting it from Phillips Liquor.
It's superb. It ain't bad for me.
Yeah, but they might be getting it from Philippe's Vineyard.
Fine. He gets from under the counter. He gets a pen and a piece of paper, and he writes something down, and he hands it to you.
I am 10 francs. Or 20 francs. 100 francs.
Okay. If you actually try handing him 10, he looks at
I'm gonna
you,
go through
and then you go 20, and he's still looking at you.
100.
And you give him a 100-franc note, and he nods nicely at you and puts it under the bar.
ironically enough, he says this is actually for a person named Paris.
I don't think you know what irony means.
He does.
Yes, it's an address that is not that far away from here, but it's the middle of the night, so I don't know if you're going to go and steal something.
The door's always open.
Yes, obviously. You're Mr. Stealth who can pick locks.
So I'm gonna position myself in the bar that I can see people going in and out of the door. I'm just gonna people watch.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna investigate all this. I'm gonna enjoy my 2 drinks. I'm gonna wonder if anyone is gonna be trying to talk to me after seeing me spend all this money. And I got a awe-inspiring in my investigation. So I'm just kind of scanning everybody and
Okay. So the doorman, you notice, has a gun on him. It's not, obvious to most people, but you can see a very slight, bulge in his jacket. You're sitting at the bar. You're pretty sure that somewhere under the bar is a gun because you can smell the gun oil. And everybody here, they look like they're trying to. Most of the people here are probably richer than they appear right now. Like they're dressing down. You see a couple of people who might be more sort of low life types, but they're not. Nobody looks like they're a thug or anything like that. It looks like
The type of pace that Paris would take you when she goes slumming.
yes. You've seen Paris dress down for places like this too, because she wants to fit in. Except everybody is doing it at these places. They're all slumming it. And
The
it
locals
really
are saying there went the neighborhood.
yeah. But obviously somebody, who doesn't have money is not going to be going to some place that can serve cognac that costs $100 a pop.
Come to think of it, having a slightly sinister looking and obviously well-off American may be brightening some people's evening just by adding more
I'm
color.
I'm looking at the Russian security guy.
Oh, right. Okay, well, that'll look.
That's even spookier.
But he was pointing out that Jack is enlivening, is making the evening more interesting for these people.
You look like an actual scary person. Ooh.
I'm waiting for someone stupid enough to come over and start talking to me.
You've noticed that people have taken notice of you, but nobody seems to be. It's making empathy.
Not my strong suit.
I understand. Nobody can be, superb at everything. Well, almost nobody.
Mediocre.
All right. Well, I'm not going to give you that. You just noticed that people aren't approaching you. The bartender is willing to have a conversation with you, but none of the clientele, none of the people who are sitting around tables or. There's actually a place, an empty seat on either side of you at the bar, even though there's a decent crowd here.
Okay. sleight of hand. I'm going to brush by a woman, and I'm going to try to take her bracelet off her wrist and have it fall to the floor.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
Sleight of hand. Sort of, isn't it?
Sure.
I mean, I'm asking. I don't know.
If you're trying to do it and in a way that she won't suspect that you did it, then that is sleight of hand.
Okay.
Yes.
Just checking. Just, you know.
I mean, if you don't care if she sees that you did it or not, then it's not sleight of hand. It's just you did it. All right. Fine, that happens. You find a woman sitting at the bar who has a bracelet on, and you slip it off of her, and it falls to the floor. She didn't notice.
So, I get up and I walk over to grab a napkin, and I come back, and does this belong to you?
Why, yes, it does.
I saw it sitting down, right down here.
Oh, how would that have happened? Oh my goodness, the clasp has come undone. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you have something to say, person who's not there?
The Soviets have a classless society.
Okay, hopefully we're spot of the evening.
Oh no, there's another one that I haven't said yet.
Dogma fate points.
Unless it gets out of hand, a single pun is not enough for me to dock someone fate points.
And I wouldn't risk the second one at this rate.
So, I'm new to this club. Can you tell me about it? Talk to her. See, I'm trying to build rapport
You're
here.
trying to build rapport.
So I can tag that.
Okay. It's nice little place. I come here sometimes. What do you want to know about it? There's never really any trouble here.
Good. I will be in this wonderful city for a few days, and just wanted to have a place where I can go and relax. And I'm not working.
It's not quite as bad as the first one.
2 a.m. is your idea of a time to relax, then this is a good place.
It's my perfect time to relax.
I know what I
Where are you from?
Russia?
What are you doing here?
I know what I would be guessing if I were there observing. It was probably some sort of spy looking for a contact, and doesn't have to.
Well,
The signals are on.
it's official business, so I'm not at the liberty to say.
Okay, well, that seems very mysterious.
The nature of my work.
Are you actually trying to spread a rumor?
Mm-hmm.
Make a contacting roll.
I tag something. I'm trying to think of something I can tag. I'm not coming up with anything, unfortunately.
I'm wondering, could he tag the fact that he's obviously out of place and up to something that might actually help under the circumstances?
That's a roll.
It's about the best I can do.
I understand.
Unless I want to throw a fate point at it.
I wonder what the chances are of Paris recognizing this one.
Not impossible. Might be worth sketching her later and showing
So,
Does he really want to do that?
hey, I met this she's actually pretty good looking.
Fantastic.
So,
Paris's reaction could be, why are you paying attention to some bright young thing?
No, I got it.
also,
Yes.
if he says, "Oh, this woman was in Paris," Jack did not say he was going to Paris.
Right.
That's a good point also. That's a good point.
When he left, that was not mentioned. Because if it was,
She would have wanted
she
to.
would
She
have
would
wanted
want
to
to
go
go
with
along.
him. And he knows that.
No, I got fantastic because I used a Shadow Justice not fail.
Okay. Make an empathy roll.
Another feat. You know when I said I need another fate point? I wasn't kidding. Because at the moment I only have average.
Okay.
And I don't think average is going to be good enough. So I'm going to say, and the best there is,
Okay.
which will get me to good.
All right. You're pretty sure that she is going to be talking about this tomorrow. But also, you think the bartender had been overhearing this, and he's probably going to be talking about it to somebody.
Gosh darn it.
So you have successfully started a rumor. And I'm sorry, but once again, my back is killing me. So I am going to end it here.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody who came to the stream.
Yep.
Any
Kevin?
still 29?
If you liked this and would like to see more on
Yeah.
of my streams on Twitch, please give me a follow if you have not yet done so.
23. Unspent.
If you're watching this later on YouTube after I've uploaded it there and you've enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel and click that like button. If you didn't like it, click the dislike button. But either way, please leave a comment letting me know what you did or did not like about it.
What, Jack?
33.
I am at 1. I must have gone through the
5 of them.
Yeah, I was going to say I must have blown through a number earlier to be that long.
That appears to be 23.
Okay.
And just for the record, it is now January 31st.
Yes.
Okay, well, that means Jack's mission was successful.
There are at least a couple of your friends that would be interested in knowing about this place too. Can't say for sure about
I am
Simon.
going to end the stream by hosting Jim Racer 77. Please go say hi to him.
Okay.
I'll have to see if it's. What's that rated at?
Since I've got a small dog sitting in my lap, I know